the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, there's a few releases. The one I'm seeing tonight is one that I saw the preview for a little while ago, and I thought, oh man, if this is as bad as I think it's gonna be, man, will this be glorious. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's getting to be that time of the year. We're gonna have some horror movies coming out. Some are gonna be great, I hope, and some, well, not so good. I have a feeling this one's gonna fall into that category. Maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. My review of the 2018 horror film Hellfest, coming up now. Group of friends decide to have a fun night out at a traveling horror theme park that's come to town, known as, you guessed it, Hellfest. Unbeknownst to all of the attendees, one of the masked characters walking around is not an employee, but an actual killer. The friends soon stumble into the killer, known as the Other, in one of the houses, and he soon begins to stalk and chase them through the park. So what did I think of Hellfest? I thought it's a fun horror flick. I'm a big fan of the slasher movies, which there's actually been a lull of as of late. Hopefully the new Halloween can get a comeback of sorts going without oversaturating the market, as well as being huge into theme parks and haunted attractions. So this was something that would be right up my alley, even if the trailers never sold me on it. I really like the setting of the horror theme park and the creative haunted mazes, which actually get better in quality as they go along, starting out with a zombie school of sorts and ending with a house that goes to hell itself. There's also a neat scene dealing with the dark ride and a special zone known as the Deadlands, where the actors are free to touch you, which of course makes things easier for our killer. The atmosphere is pretty cool too, with its employees running around as evil clowns and maniacs with chainsaws, much like you see at the real haunted attractions, which helps set the mood. While in the haunted house scenes, we see a lot of ghouls jumping out to scare the main characters. There actually are a couple of effective jump scares, a couple of which actually got me. There's also some good tension thrown in as the Other goes after the characters inside the mazes and in the employee-only areas, and there's also a pretty enjoyable text conversation that goes on. While there certainly are some cliches throughout the film, I feel like I can kind of forgive them here because of the film's campy spirit as being a throwback to the genre. There are some good laughs as well, most of which are intentional, and I found myself laughing out loud a number of times at the jokes. As far as the masked man goes, he can be kind of creepy, as he's just a normal guy in a mask and hoodie, and we wonder throughout why he's doing this exactly. At first, I was kind of annoyed, well, kind of, mostly big-time annoyed by some of the characters, but I did find myself to be a little more tolerable with them as time went on. I liked our main heroine, but the rest of the friends are the generic characters we're used to, especially the guys who are just kind of there as the boyfriends. I also liked the quick run time, and I was glad it didn't overstay its welcome. I was surprised that I actually found myself wanting to see a little more of this slasher in a sequel of sorts to get more answers. The cast stars Amy Forsyth, how you doing? Who I could see becoming a big star one day, as Natalie, the college student who's tormented by the masked stranger after seeing him in a haunted house. Rain Edwards as Brooke, Natalie's best friend and former roommate she's visiting. Bex Taylor-Klaus as Taylor, Brooke's roommate and former classmate of Natalie's who isn't a big fan of hers, and Tony Todd as the Master of Ceremonies, the host of Hellfest. Hellfest may not reinvent the horror genre or anything, but I thought it was an entertaining, guilty pleasure watch for the right audience. I'm gonna give it the rating of... do it. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/WestsideOf515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTruePlaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WestAlist. Until next time, Troop out.